Most digital product lists that you get are garbage. They sound good for normal people, but unfortunately, when normal people sit down to try and complete them, they never finish them. And so in this video, I'm going to give you 5 digital products that you could create that are completely beginner friendly that you could start selling in 2026. Hell, after this video, you could create some of these digital products that we're talking about, and you could potentially start selling them as soon as this weekend. And the best part about this is I'm not going to give you a bunch of hype. I'm not going to give you a bunch of fake screenshots. I'm just going to tell you what has worked for me and the people that I've worked with. Okay, so you're going to get realistic information. This is going to be tons of value. Okay, and the reason why this is really important is because if you're creating content, you're creating YouTube videos, and you're not selling anything, you're wasting an opportunity. You're leaving hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on the table. You're leaving money, you are leaving opportunity, and you're making these other platforms rich, and you're simply working for free. And so our goal is going to be really simple. We have one product, one offer, and one path to sales. Okay? And so again, with all of these, you can get started with 0, with no money, and you can implement them quickly. And we're going to talk about those options. But real quick, I just want to quickly just talk about why these are such a good opportunity for these 5 digital products are such a good opportunity for beginners. Number one, these work with any niche, right? And in this video, I'm going to give you a few different examples for each one that we cover. And all of these are beginner friendly. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to have knowledge, skills, and experience in your niche, and it'll work for you. In addition, each one of these solve a specific problem. Oftentimes, when we go to create a digital product, we're trying to solve every problem. And when you're trying to solve every problem, oftentimes you don't solve one problem good enough. What we want to do here is we want to try and solve one specific problem at a time. We're going to build trust, we're going to build a relationship, and then we can move forward trying to solve more problems. In addition, each one of these is really fast to create. You should be able to create these in a weekend, if not faster. And in addition, another benefit of these is that they help your customers get immediate result. And when you get an immediate result for your customers, they trust you more. They want to work with you more closely. And as you can see with that last one, it's a stepping stone for future products and services. So what I want to illustrate with you and for you is that when we create a digital product that's small, specific, and fast, it's not a cash grab. We're not just trying to make a quick buck here. We're trying to establish a long-term relationship that is mutually beneficial, that will help both us and them in the long term, that they feel comfortable coming back to us whenever they have a problem. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first one. You'll be able to take a screenshot of these at the end. I'll make sure that there's time for that. But number one, and templates. All right, so with templates, they could be Canva templates, and I'm going to give you some specific examples in just a moment, but Canva templates, they could be Notion templates, which are really cool and really simple to make. And I'll give you a few examples. If I pull up my Notion here, hopefully I remember my login, but what I used to sell, I think this is the right one. What I used to sell were all sorts of Notion plug and play templates. And when we think about this, if we look, a template is beginner friendly. It solves a specific problem. It's really fast to create, and it helps people get an immediate result. So these are some examples. I don't know if this is the right one, but I used to sell all sorts of templates. This isn't the right one. I sold social media, Canva templates. I sold, what else did I sell? I sold affiliate marketing templates. Templates are really, really fast to create, okay? And let me give you a few different examples of different types of templates, right? So if you're doing a wedding, so like wedding niche, that could be like, I like to say table numbers, save the date templates. And what's really powerful about templates is that they buy them from you, they get an immediate result, and they immediately end the frustration. If we're thinking about weddings are large, they've got a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of frustration involved, but if you can alleviate one frustration, say like table numbers, That builds trust and credibility. That's one less thing they have to think about. If you are like in social media, and I think I talk about this one a lot, social media. You could do Instagram stories templates. Again, plug and play solutions that help people get a result quickly. They solve one problem and they solve it fast. They're easy to validate, they're fast to create, and you can charge anywhere from $7 to $27 for it. But think about your niche. What's something that you can give to someone that they can quickly implement, that they can download to their computer? What if you are in, I don't know, let's say you are in online business. What kind of template could you create for an online business? Maybe you create, maybe you can create a hook template. So you give 50 hooks for social media. That's a template. You don't have to recreate the wheel here, which is really, really powerful. You take something that has worked for you, you create a simple framework or template for them to quickly implement, and you can move on to the next thing. But I really like templates. Again, you can use Notion, you can use Canva, or you can even use, I'm going to put a Google Doc here as well, Google Doc. But it's really, really quick, right? And this is for people that already have a process or a system in place. I'm trying to think of all of the different niches out there, so many niches. I think back in the day, my parents bought us for Christmas ping pong table, a full-size ping pong table. And inside that ping pong table, it had a template of how to set everything up, how to cut everything out. You can essentially kind of do the same thing, but you're going to put it on the internet, right? And it's instant. They get it, they can download it instantly, and they can implement. That's what's really important about this. They can implement and move quickly. They can have that first issue resolved. Another template, let's say you are in, let's say you are doing like video editing. You know all those flashy things on the screen? Those are templates. You can do LUTs. So you know how, I don't know if you know this, but a LUT basically will change the color of the person on the screen. You can do LUTs. You can do motion graphics. Those are all examples of templates, right? If you look around, I'm sure you can find a million examples of templates that people can quickly get and implement and for your niche. If you're online business, email marketing. What if you put together simple email marketing templates? That's a simple one that you can put together. So that is number one, templates. Number two, we've got, I'm going to put mini course / workshop. Okay. So we've got mini course / workshop. Now these are simply 60 to 90 minute trainings focused on solving one specific problem. And I used to do a workshop for social media, how to create and sell a digital product in a weekend. Simple. I spelled mini horribly wrong there. Right. So what if we're thinking about the wedding niche, what if you did a workshop teaching people how to create their own, I don't know, how to create their own save the date templates, or how to create their own, I can't think of my wedding's been so long ago, but how to create their own flowers, how to create their own party favors, how to create their own birthday cards, right? So just think about it. You're finding one problem that your audience has, and you're creating, and you can do this live or recorded, and you're creating basically a 90-minute course. And 90-minute courses are better than long courses because most people don't finish a long course. Let's be honest. Most people will get maybe 20%, 30% of the way. They get distracted, they get frustrated. But the benefit of a mini course or workshop is that it's quick, It solves an immediate problem, and then they can come back to you for more help. You can price range it. If you're doing a live workshop, I price mine at $49. If you're doing a recorded one, you can charge $17 or $27. And again, you can drive traffic through YouTube. You can drive traffic through TikTok as well. But think about it. Think about your, you could even do maybe something like, I always think of the guy that was interested in AutoCAD. What if you did a simple workshop where you taught them how to build their first thing in AutoCAD, right? How to go through the process. You're simply just walking people through a process, and it's really, really powerful. It's even more powerful if you can do it live, but if you can't do it live, that's fine too. But think of your niche. So if I'm going to go back over here, so online business, social media, social media. For social media, let's say we want to do something specific. Social media, how to get your first 1,000 subscribers on TikTok. That's small and specific. And there's an end goal, and you walk them through the process. For, I'm trying to think of other niches that are out there. If I just go to YouTube, I can find like a billion niches. So if we go to YouTube, so this is OpenClaw right here. Maybe you create a workshop. We'll say OpenClaw, how to create your first OpenClaw skill, right? Small, specific, gets them an immediate result. If we scroll, like I said, I can go through how to lose weight fast. Maybe you create a workshop for, we'll say fitness, how to, how to meal prep, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. How to meal prep for diabetics, because diabetics have a very specific need. But think about it. You create a mini course, whether it's live recorded. I recommend doing them live and then just record it. So then you have two assets in one, but then you can just sell it, right? I think that's so cool. It's really simple that you can do. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the next one. Number 3, we've got swipe files. Swipe files are really, really powerful, because one of the issues that I run into, swipe files. One of the issues that you'll run into is you feel like you run out of things to say. But with a swipe file, these are ready to use scripts or prompts or captions that, again, are plug and play. So for thinking about this, social media, we could create maybe the best best transcripts. Swipe file. If we're thinking about our wedding niche, we could create a swipe file of vendors. Now that might be specific to an area, or maybe you find a list of vendors that you went through using Etsy. If you are, let's say you're helping teachers, you could put together a swipe file of lesson plans, or coloring pages, right? These are things for online business. I know I've purchased these before. A swipe file of emails. It really is as simple as that. Or you could do, let's say you're helping people get started with YouTube. You provide swipe files of video transcripts. Or as it said, you can simply do prompts for a specific group of people, a specific niche. Fitness, you could do a list of your best recipes. Or let's see, fitness, you could do, it's kind of like a cookbook, cookbook, that's a swipe file. Your fitness routine that helped you lose the most weight. Or I guess you could even do like motivation. Motivational quotes. Those are swipe files. But with swipe files, you're going to charge, I don't know, it's between $7 and $27. Ideally, what you can do is you can bundle a number of swipe files together. If you were, let's say, online business, you could do emails. You can do the best landing pages. What made this landing page convert? Sales pages. Those are all different ideas of examples of swipe files that you could put together. Now, I'm sure if you think about it, and I'm just trying to look around the room, you could find tons of ideas when it comes to swipe files. But these are really powerful because people can buy them. They can use them to see what worked. And then they can modify them for their niche. I know that I've purchased tons of swipe files before and have implemented them and got results. All right, so after swipe files, we have, and this is probably one of my favorite, is a paid online community. And we're running close on time here, so I got to speed up. You can do paid communities. Paid communities. And with a paid community, you can help people achieve a specific result. So I had two communities. I had a $7 community that helped people get started with affiliate marketing. Start affiliate marketing. And with this one, I would do live Q&As 2 times per month, so every other Saturday. I would include, so let's say I'm going to make sure live Q&A, where I would just answer questions. I also offered additional like planners, workbooks, and then I did a workshop 1 time per month, all in an effort to help people achieve the result that they were looking for. And then I had a $49 per month affiliate marketing membership. It was to scale affiliate marketing. And here I provided swipe files. We did deep dives into content and more. And the difference between the $7 affiliate marketing and the $49 was obviously I helped scale, but I would take things away after a month. So I would do a workshop, leave it up for a month, and then move it down here. I would rotate planners and workbooks. They would get, and I would meet with these guys every week. Meet weekly to answer questions and solve problems. All with the framework of affiliate marketing. Your paid community could be a little bit different. Your paid community could meet as frequently as you want. Maybe you just want to do a one time. Maybe you go live and you just answer questions and you do co-working and you offer different benefits. But paid communities are really, really powerful because you can build a community. You can help answer questions and solve problems and help people ongoing. Also, the benefit of a paid community is reoccurring income. That's a big bonus. One of the drawbacks with some of these other things that I'm mentioning is that you've got to start over from zero at the beginning every single month. If your goal is to make $10,000 per month, great, you made it in January. Now in February, you're starting over from scratch. But if you have a paid community, you don't have to start at zero. Okay? So that is number 4. And number 5 is, are starter kits. Starter kits / toolkits. And with these, you can bundle a number of things that they need together in order to help them solve their problem. So like, let's say a wedding. I always default to wedding because I think it's most common. With a wedding, you could bundle together a wedding checklist. You could do a budget planner. You could do a budget calculator. You could even include a couple templates and then kind of like a mini guide. You bundle all of this stuff together, it increases the value of what you're trying to sell. You are attempting to figure out the entry-level problem that they're going through and you're trying to solve it. But think about your niche. Think about what are 3 or 4 things that you could put together, or 5 or 6. You could do something like a swipe file and a Notion planner, and like I mentioned, a checklist, and you start putting all of these things together, and you put together a starter kit, and you give them everything that they need to get started. How cool is that? And with this, you can charge a little bit more, maybe $27, but you're giving them more value, right? And so if I was just starting over, what I would do is I would start with templates, plug and play templates, because it helps with building trust. You can build them fast. You can build them with Canva. They're easy to validate and they're low complexity. You can get started really, really quickly. And then you can upgrade people to a mini course or an online community after you've built that trust. But what I want to make sure that you guys understand is that you don't need 5 products. You just need to pick one that solves a specific and painful problem and go all in. And when you go all in on that for 6 months or a year, you're going to see results. I don't want you to try this for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even a month and say it doesn't work, because that doesn't give you enough time. You've got to give yourself some grace. You don't have the skills required to be successful, at least not in a month. You're going to have to learn the skills. You're going to have to learn what you don't know. And once you learn what you don't know, you have to implement it. And then you might have to go back and make some modification and changes because the implementation didn't work perfectly the first time. So I want you to find one of these, pick one that we covered, try it for 6 months, give yourself a good time, and you'll learn what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what changes that you could make. But these work for beginners, complete beginners, no experience. And if you want additional help, check out the first link in the description, because I've got a 14-day free trial that will get you started. It'll help you get started. It's called Platform Proof Secrets. It'll help you get up and running with your first digital product and marketing and selling your digital product through YouTube. So go ahead and check out the first link in the description if you want to learn more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.